Very good morning, guys. Today we have two very special machines here which are super rare in India: the Aprilia Tuono 1100 and the Aprilia RSV4 1100 factory. So I've taken this bike out after a very long time, got some upgrades on it, got the velocity stacks and the Gabbro Racing tune for the velocity stacks. So yeah, it is not going to be an ownership review or something. Today I'm just gonna enjoy the bike because I'm taking it out after a really long time for a spin. I mean, these are really beautiful machines, man. Just look at them. This is the naked version. I would not say completely naked. This is sort of a semi-naked version of the RSV4. It's got an upright handlebar, and this standard variant comes with a lot more comfortable pillion seat, whereas the factory version gets a more aggressive seat like the RSV4. That's not a seat actually, that's a seat cowl. So there is a separate seat available if required. The stock Tuono 1100 makes about 175 bhp and 121 Nm of torque. That's mad. I mean, that's crazy for a naked. But what's beautiful about the bike is how user friendly it is with so much power. Something like the Street Fighter V4 is mental, it's hard to handle. But this one, it's got the torque, it's got that character and fun factor, but at the same time it is very usable. And that's what a lot of international journalists also talk about, how this has been like, you know, on top always for many years for a reason. So let's go for a ride. Yep. These are all wonderful machines, but unfortunately they don't sell so much in India. A lot of reasons for it: lack of dealer network, lack of support, sourcing parts is not easy. Aprilias are wonderful machines. They are full of character. The V4 engines are beautiful. The electronic package on these bikes is really good. But why are they still not selling in India as much? They deserve a lot more attention. One of the main reasons is the dealer network. There are a lot of factors to this. So there was very limited dealer network. There was one showroom in Bangalore and one in Pune. It was very hard to get this bike. There was a very long waiting period on these bikes, and then the service support was not so great. The parts took a really long time to come. We used to source parts ourselves. We Aprilia owners used to plan on sourcing parts ourselves, import them ourselves. We really could not depend on the dealers to source us the parts. That was the situation. I hope things will get better now. I think it is already better. After the 457 launch, the Piaggio team is a little more aggressive even with their big bikes, seems like that. And they are promising a much shorter time span to source parts. So it was difficult to source parts because we could not depend on the dealer, but we used to import them ourselves. This is the problem here. Doggies everywhere. Most of the Aprilia owners, we used to plan on what all parts we need, plan importing the parts so that we can share the import duties and the custom charges. That's how it was done. But one good thing is, because of this, we stopped depending on the dealers, source our parts ourselves, and we made good connects around Europe. We made a lot of contacts because of this. So anytime we need something, we know where to reach out, and somehow the parts can be sourced. And we're spending so much money now. At that time I paid close to 30 lakhs and I did not even get warranty. I mean, who does that? No warranty on motorcycles, on your flagship motorcycles, just because it's a CVU. It's not like people do not have that much money to pay for a motorcycle. There are a lot of people who love Aprilias. They love the RSV4. They are fans of these motorcycles, but they don't want to buy it because there is no good support in India. The parts, sourcing the parts is an issue. Like very few people would, take that kind of risk, not having the company support, no warranty, and still pay so much money. It's not about the money. You need a lot of patience to have these bikes in India. First of all, to get the bikes, it was a very long wait. There are a lot of emotional things we had to go through. I mean, recently there were 3 guys who got the bikes from Bangalore. All 3 of them had to go through a lot emotionally to even get the bikes. The support from dealer was not great. The timeline was too long, and the least you would expect is at least some sort of respect, which we did not get at all. I mean, we are hardcore fans of these motorcycles. I mean, all of us have our own stories. Vignesh has his own story. I have my own story. Supreet, who got the black RSV4. We were all emotionally very hurt when we got the bikes. We should be really happy buying motorcycles that we have dreamt of and we waited for so long. But we were not so happy entirely. We were happy that we were getting the bike, but then everything that we faced is not the kind of experience anybody should face. If I get into the detail of how hard it was to get the bikes, you'll be like, man, you're crazy. Why did you even do so much? Why did you pay so much just for a bike? Yep. So this segment is mostly dominated by Ducati, the Italian big bike segment. And yeah, they are doing well. The support from Ducati is also good. There is a good dealer network. There are a lot of good things about the RSV4 or the Tuono 1100. These are wonderful machines. There's a reason why Tuono is still considered one of the top in the super naked category across the globe. The journalists, international journalists, are all praises about the bike. Always. No matter what comes in, the Tuono still is a much more user-friendly motorcycle, and it's loaded with character. That's something everybody agrees about. But it doesn't sell in India. It's because of this, the lack of network, the lack of service support. Sourcing parts is very difficult. The RSV4, it's not like people don't know these bikes. There is a huge following for these bikes. People know what these bikes are, but people are not willing to invest so much when there is no proper support. We are all just hoping that things get better now with the 457 coming and the dealer network increasing. I mean, it was a good experience. Even at Falcon Mobikes now, they were pretty confident about sourcing parts soon, and they managed to source parts pretty quickly. This was not something we could expect just some time ago. Not even like 6 months ago we could not expect this. So that's a positive sign. We hope things get better and much better. Obviously, we love bikes. The people who buy these bikes in India or anywhere in the world for that matter, they're really passionate about these bikes. They know what the bikes are, and despite of all the hardships, we still went ahead and bought these motorcycles. I've seen people saying that, you know, the guys who get the Aprilias in India are extremely passionate, and I cannot agree more. We knew what we were going to face, but we still wanted the motorcycles because they are amazing. Nothing about the motorcycles. The motorcycles are simply too good. It was just the support that was lacking. But hopefully that will get better. We as enthusiasts would want the brand to do well in India, and we hope that changes for good. We see it changing already, and we only hope that it gets better. Somehow a lot of people, journalists and many others, do say this, that Aprilia is very good at making wonderful motorcycles, but they're not good at making business plans. Their marketing also has been poor. How many of you all actually knew that these bikes were sold in India and they were officially sold in India? Many didn't even know this. They simply looked at the Japanese or the Beamers or the Italians, the Ducatis. I will talk more about the ownership aspect and the ownership review on why I got this motorcycle in a different video, but they are superb motorcycles. Every time you ring the throttle, it brings a smile to your face. The way the torque is delivered. So I always spoke about how much character these bikes have. The way the V4 engines are designed, they have torque throughout the rev range, and that adds to the character of the motorcycle, and also the way it sounds is very different. You see this, the way it pulls, it literally, there's a surge that pulls you back. That doesn't happen on the inline 4. You see this? Whew. And these are sort of scarier to ride than the inline 4s. The S1000RR, for example, it feels a lot more composed and easy to ride fast. This one is a hooligan. Every time you ring the throttle, it brings a smile to your face. See this? Got this nice feature where the hazard starts blinking and hard braking. Very few motorcycles have this. I think the Fireblade has it. Waiting for Vignesh. Where is he? Reality, this is Bengaluru. Peak hour traffic. It's not at all recommended to ride a V4 in the city. V4 generally get a lot hotter than the inline 4s. At least the Aprilia is a lot better than the Ducati V4. The Ducatis heat up way more. It's unbearable to ride in the city. These at least are bearable. You will see temperature going up. You will see the temperatures going up to even 130 degrees Celsius. But the way the hot air is directed away is much better on the Aprilia. Whereas the Ducati, you will literally have blisters on your legs. I have friends who own the Ducati Panigale V4s. They used to get literally those fireproof pants that they use in F1. They used to wear those under the riding pants. Or you need leathers to ride those bikes. At least here you see the temperature. The temperature is showing 120 degrees, 130 degrees, whatever it is. But in case of Ducatis, you only see bars. 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bars. They can't even show the kind of temperatures that they go up to. These are proper race machines, and that is what Ducati says. It's a proper track machine. It's not meant for the city. But then at some point you might bring them in the city, right? That's where it gets unbearable. Aprilia that way is a lot more friendlier. It's one of the main reasons I chose the RSV4 over the Panigale V4 is better heat management. Both are wonderful motorcycles. Both make roughly the same power on paper. They both have a lot of character because of the V4 engine configuration. But heat management was one of the main reasons why I chose the RSV4 over the Panigale. As long as you keep moving, it is completely okay. The moment you're stuck in traffic, it gets hotter and hotter. Well, people talk about the heat management on the RS457 and all. It doesn't matter at all on those bikes after experiencing something like the V4s. For us, whatever we have on the 457, we are happy with it. The heat management, they feel so much rideable. It's not a fair comparison. It's just me talking from a perspective from an ownership of a V4 engine motorcycle and then riding the smaller capacity bikes. They feel like nothing. No heat, comparatively no heat. They feel like toys that you can play around with. You can put it into any gap and the bikes just go. I recently put new clutch plates on the bike. Yeah, the clutch plates got worn out. So I think because of the bad clutch plates previously, it was showing a very poor mileage. Oh, the bike is just flying now, enjoying it. Oh.